Yo guys, what is up? Today we are back in Cali. We're going to be doing a juice shop tutorial covering the Try Hack Me challenge, medium challenge specifically. So let's get started. So first we're going to come to our terminal and we're going to install juice shop. It doesn't come naturally installed with Cali. Sudo apt install juice shop. I've already done this. Then scroll down, it'll obviously unpack and install, and that's really how simple it is to get it started. Then once we've downloaded it, all we have to type is juice shop start and it'll ask for the password. Okay, so as you can see, our website's up and running. We can see all of this. Now, before we can actually continue down the tasks, there's a few things we need to set up in Firefox for some of the tools we're going to use later. The first thing we need is a browser extension called Foxy Proxy. If you search it, you can find it. Pretty easy, not hard to do. If you're running both, so if you're running Juice Shop in a container in Cali, you'll need to do this. It's kind of weird if you don't know it exists in Firefox. Like I didn't know until like 2 years ago because it's super niche to need to use it. If you type about config into the URL, you can open like settings. For Firefox, we need to look for one very specifically. What we need to look for in here is network proxy allow hijacking localhost. This is off by default. This is your toggle over here. So it's off by default. And because we're running Juice Shop natively in the machine, we can't install Juice Shop on Burp Suite later when we set up our proxy. This is just one of those things that's better to change and get out of the way now. So if we come over to our Foxy Proxy, we can set that up as well while we're here. So once you come here, you can come to proxies, add a proxy. So title, I just use Burp for Burp Suite. We don't need the whole word. Whatever you want to call it. Burp Suite uses a HTTP proxy. So the host name is 127.0.0.1 and it's on port 8080. We can find this out in Burp Suite. I know because I've already set it up. This is just one of those things that we can set up now. It's a little bit easier than having to do it later. So if we come over to Juice Shop, we can start our first step of the task, which is really, we're just doing some looking around, right? Just seeing what's what. Nothing too fancy yet. Jim's Juice Shop, fresh out of the replicator. Okay, that might be useful later. Just looking around, right? Oh, here we go on egg fruit juice. We found the admin account. Now this will probably come in handy later, but so just looking around, we can find a lot of stuff, right? Obviously. So just a bunch of stuff if we look around. So next we're going to just throw a search out and we'll just see if the URL changes. So we can see the URL, search queries, and obviously the A because that's what we searched. And that's really sort of your first step of the task is just exploring on the website. So now that we've finished up our discovery phase of the website, we need to open up Burp Suite, which is kind of the powerhouse of Kali Linux. We can just next through all of this. It's not super important for what we're doing right now. We're not doing a big project that needs a lot of work. Burp Suite's out of date. That's fine, honestly. Okay, so we need to navigate our way to proxy, and then we'll click on the proxy settings. So as I said, when we were configuring Foxy Proxy, this is where I got the proxy. That's why I knew the information. So what we need to do is we need to go back to Firefox and enter our proxy address into the search bar. It'll take us to this website. You want to click CA certificate. It will download the certificate you need to use this. We're going to navigate our way back to Burp Suite, back to the settings menu, import, export the certificate. It's in a dir format. Next, navigate to where it is in your Linux, usually in the downloads. So now we are ready to tackle the admin account. So if we go back to our owasp Juice Shop, I'll grab the admin email from here. We're going to go to account. So I'm just going to enter A for the password. Then you want to make sure the Burp Suite proxy is on. So we are going to toggle intercept on. Then we are going to toggle burp on. And then we will hit login. So here you can see that these are all the packets we're sending. So we want the post method. That's what we're posting that to the server. As you can see here, down here is our email and password. So what we're going to do actually is hover over it, right click, and we're going to send it to the repeater. Now, what the repeater lets us do is it allows for us to maliciously edit the packets. So we can change it. So what we are going to do is we're going to change the login details to this. It's like comma or 1 = 1 double dash. This is SQL injection. So we're basically telling it it's true and to ignore the rest of it. So as you can see here, this is us logging in. We have logged in. So now if we turn the interceptor off and come back here, if we replace it with that, we're logged in. If you look here, we can see the admin account. We're in the admin account now. We can navigate to last login IPs, order histories. It was that simple with SQL injection. It was 2 free steps really. Okay, so now we are going to try and log in to the Bender Juice Shop account, which is slightly different, not by much. I'm just going to copy and paste the hot command because I've got them all written on a notepad. So Bender Juice Shop, I'm just going to put a random password. So this should get caught. So we'll go back to Burp Suite, log in. So looking at the post method yet again, we're going to send it to the repeater. Now that we're here, Bender Juice Shop. So we're basically doing the same thing again, kind of, not really. So because we know the email already exists, we just need the 2 dashes, which tells it to ignore the password. The email is good enough. That's all we need. So if we send this, it should work. So now I'm just going to copy this, and if we go back to the proxy, turn it off, and we just re-enter what we put in, so with the comma and the double dash. So if we just enter Bender at Juice Shop with the comma and the double dash and then the quote, as you can see, we logged in because we knew the email address was valid. Okay, so now we're going to brute force the admin account, which is super slightly different. It's not really, but obviously you need to for the task. So we're going to go to the account, log in. So we're going to put that in. It's just the email. It's just an A again. We're not going to get anything from it. Looking for the post request. This time we're going to send it to the intruder. So the intruder works slightly different. It's for pushing payloads through. So if we see the A down here, we're going to add these 2 little S symbols. Don't know what the actual name for them is. Basically, that's where the intruder is going to be trying to put what we're looking for. So I'm not going to do a word list, but I'm going to show you how. So if we click load, and then as you can see here, I've navigated through the user share to word lists. You can load a word list through Kali obviously already has word lists. You can load a word list and use it. For speed and efficiency, I'm just gonna make one with the right password because I know what it is. In the free version, you're rate limited for how fast you can do this, unfortunately. So press start attack. It kind of looks like it's not doing anything, but you have to go here. So what we're looking for is see these status codes and how this one's 200. It got a response. So through that, we know the password is admin123. So we go to log in, about to put the password for the username, admin123, and we've logged into the admin account through a brute force, which is lovely. So there's a little bit of a OSTint sort of final task, I guess. We need the particular Jim's Juice Shop fresh out of a replicator. So if we look at this, we go to account. This is a good little bit of OSTint training. So forgot password, and we will enter that. So as you can see here, your eldest sibling's middle name. This is a little bit of an Easter egg kind of solution. It's not how you'd normally go about it. It's basically a Star Trek reference because nerds wrote it. So you search Jim Star Trek. You can tell it's a Star Trek reference because he mentions phase blasters or something. So you search Jim Star Trek family. What was the exact question? Eldest sibling's middle name. So let's go down the wiki, I guess. Family. So George Samuel Kirk. So Samuel is probably what we're looking for our security question. So we'll just set it to password. Hopefully I don't spell it wrong. That would be very embarrassing. Change. So now we go to account, log in, still somehow. So Jim, password, and we should log in. And just like that, we've completed the challenge. Not much to it.